One vital thing that my apostle always told me and reminded me was never go into God's presence empty-handed. Okay? Never go into God's presence empty-handed. Evonna, what do you mean? Never go into God's presence without a sacrifice, without saying yes, without submission, without surrender. When you go into the presence of someone, back in the biblical days, okay, when you were going before the king, you always bring something. You always bring a present. You always bring some type of robe or some type of royal thing, like any type of present or gift. Some people will bring, frankincense, myrrh. That was really big back then. Like, if you read the Bible, you will understand what I'm talking about. But every time you were presented before the king, or every time you knew that you were going to see the king, somebody always bought something. And so that is biblical, okay? So read about it, y'all. Read about it. You can kind of see it in like the Old Testament, but also the New Testament as well. So, but yeah, it's really in the Old Testament. But anyway, y'all, let me get back on track. But never go into God's presence empty-handed. Every time you meet with the king, every time you sup with the king, every time you talk to the king, every time you worship to the King of Kings, do not show up empty-handed. Do you know that worship is the sacrifice? Adoration can be the sacrifice. Talking to God can be the sacrifice, as in like giving him your space, giving him your time. Because little do y'all know, well, not little do y'all know, but a lot of people do not spend time with God. Some people don't even thank God for waking them up. So do not show up to God's presence empty-handed. Make sure that you are ready. Make sure that you come with something. And even in Psalms 51 verse 17, it says, the sacrifice that God desires is a broken spirit. You will not reject a broken and repentant heart, oh God. Even that broken spirit, even a contrite heart is a sacrifice unto God. I can go to God knowing that, God, I have nothing else. Because sometimes we trust in so many other things besides God. But when you come to God with a broken and contrite heart, like, God, I have nothing else left to trust in. Father God, I'm giving this all to you because I can't go to nobody else. That's a sacrifice. You're showing up to the Father. You're giving him your heart. You're giving him your will. You're giving him your surrender. You're submitting to him. So do not show up in God's presence empty-handed. Always be ready to give him something. Always be ready to give him that worship. That's how you can show up with something in your hands. That worship, that praise, that adoration, that thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, y'all. Make sure that you show up with something every time you come before the King, because he is worthy. Indeed, he is worthy, and he deserves all of our glory. Not all of our glory, but all the glory, honor, and praise. So, and even our glory, even the times when we win and we accomplish things, because it's not really our glory, it's his glory. So give him the glory. But yes, but show up in his presence and do not come empty-handed. So I pray that this helped y'all.